Everybody. Welcome to the Kiwi Club Show and Tell. We are showing our layout. Say hi, Debbie.
Hi, everyone.
And Shiloh.
Hey, everyone.
Susan is not here today, if you can tell. I am filling in for Susan as she is spending some time with her family traveling. So we are going to talk about the Time to Travel kit, this month's club kit for all of our club members. We're going to share our layouts, tips and tricks, things that we loved about it, share the idea book. So with that being said, let's get started. What did you two think about this month's kit, Debbie and Shiloh?
Well, I loved it. I love to travel, so I'm always really excited when there's a kit that I can scrapbook my travel pictures with. But it was really fun, great colors that really go across a lot of different travel themes. I felt like, I did ones from just road tripping to national parks to my daughter's trip in Ireland recently. And so I think the colors and the patterns just work across quite a few different travel things you might go and see and do.
Yeah, totally. We don't travel very much, or we haven't, so my perspective was a little different on this. Debbie, what did you think?
I also loved the colors and patterns for it. I'm to the point where I'm pulling from my kids' pictures to scrapbook. As I age here and I'm not around all my children and grandchildren, so the selfies my husband and I take, that gets old after a while. So I have some here, but I love pulling from my children and grandchildren's pictures. And I had some here that you'll see when we go over the layout. It was just so perfect for Sarah's pictures when they were in Iceland, and with the paper and even the templates went so beautifully with this. So it was a great kit. You always take so many pictures when you travel. And I was able to put a lot of pictures on these layouts. So it was really fun.
Yeah, I saw that. That was one of the comments in the community. Someone said, I love how many photos are on these layouts. And I was like, look, they really put a lot on there. So here, let's jump over to the idea book for the month. Here it is, Time to Travel. Club members, remember you can download this in the community group under the downloads tab, but let's take a look at it together. How cute is that cover page? I love those images all together. So we have 3 different themes in this kit. Like we usually do each month, there's a travel, explore, and general adventures. This kit has a lot of great patterns and supporting patterns that can really be for any kind of occasion. But we just have these 3 here. Here's a look at the templates. I can't wait to see what Debbie and Shiloh did with the globe. There's so many ways to use this globe that we talked about in the PJ Play. It's cute.
I've been seeing people post on social media all the different things they've been doing, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to use it again. There's some really cute ideas being put out there.
I know. We do ours first, and then we see what everyone else does. I'm like, oh shoot.
And I'm like, I'm always trying to just kind of show how the templates were designed to be used, but then I see people like, I don't even remember who posted their little shaker globes and things like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to need to scrapbook some more.
Yeah, it's so cute. I agree. I was inspired by a lot of what you guys had in the PDF when I made my layout. And then I see other people's and I was like, I need to take a vacation for the sole purpose of using this kit.
Right?
So cute. For this month, club members, these are our spotlighted sets. Remember, Tiny Travel and McKay Boulevard. Club members got 20% off these sets in May. Non-club members still get a discount on these sets, 10%. And you'll see how Tiny Travel and McKay Boulevard were used in these layouts. It's so cute how each person used them. Our creating challenge, it's till tomorrow. So if you want to use hashtag Create with Kiwi Lane, and you're inspired by the sketch that's in this PDF, be sure to post by the 25th, which is tomorrow, and we will pick a winner and announce on the 1st. So don't forget that we have a challenge. Here's the sketch. How closely did you guys follow the sketch? What did you think about it?
I gotta remember which one I did.
That's what
There
I'm
it is.
doing.
Here's Shiloh's. You followed it pretty.
Okay, Shiloh.
Oh, Shiloh,
Shiloh,
I
we
think
can't
you
hear
got
you,
muted.
honey.
Whoops.
We can't hear you.
There.
I still can't hear you. What happened?
Oh, I don't know.
Shy?
Shiloh.
Mute and unmute again, because we haven't heard anything you said on that.
So kind of give it.
Ah, there
bit
you
of a
are. There you are.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
Shiloh, you'll have to repeat
Shiloh,
that.
start over on this. We didn't hear any of that.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully my internet is cooperating. I didn't. Oh, there. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what you guys heard and what you didn't.
We heard nothing. So start.
Okay. Well, I was just saying I stayed pretty true to my sketch or to the sketch. I adjusted the pictures on the one side or on the right side, but it's pretty close. But I was just pointing out how fun this arrow is and how on this one I used it as strips in blue. And I just used it and extended the long part to the edge of my page and then added the end of the arrow again and just kind of took off the point, but kind of added a fun different way to use the arrow. But I have to say this arrow is going to be a new favorite of mine. It is really fun on a page. But yeah, I kept it pretty close. I did do a bit of I don't even know what you call it, the little photos, you know, where they're hidden, but I forget what I call it sometimes.
Oh,
Here, you can show
a
us
flip
real
thing.
quick.
Yeah, so
Yeah, sure.
I
Yes.
always like to get lots of pictures on, and if I have extras, then a lot of times I'll make these little photo things here. And they're just made by folding little paper tabs in half. And then one goes under the picture and one goes to the next one. So you just fold them. But it allows you to get lots of extra pictures onto a layout. And then I actually put one here too.
Oh,
So
cute. Oh, look. No, lift that one up again. You had a tag.
oh yeah,
Oh,
I
cute.
did. I have extra. So sometimes if I have time and extra paper, then I'll decorate it so it doesn't show. I mean, you still have like the pattern paper, so it's still cute. But if you have a little extra paper, you can decorate and use tags. So that's what I did on this one. But it's just a fun way to add in the extra pictures. For me, I hate to throw away pictures that I've taken, so I always try to add in, you know, in some way, try to stick them on if it's a picture that I really don't want to lose. But yeah, so that was my sketch layout, and I kept it again pretty simple, pretty close to it. It was fast and
I like the
easy.
way you put the travel word right on the globe.
Yeah, it actually
Was that
it
in the
looks so
sketch?
cute. I don't remember.
Here, let's look. No,
Let's
it
look
wasn't.
at the sketch.
Okay,
No, it
so
wasn't.
Had
So,
that. But you can
oh,
see,
cute.
like I used the same border and arrow. Like I kept it really simple, but I changed my pictures,
Right.
you know, to fit the ones that I had, because I make most of my pictures. I need to start backing away and not doing everything.
Yeah.
But
I
but
know what you mean.
I do that a lot, and so I made the sketch work because that's the way I take my photos. But I still was able to get a ton of pictures on there, even with that. So pretty happy with how it turned out.
I'm so glad that you
It's
shared
really
about the tabs and the flipping. I did not notice that from the initial photos. I could not tell that you did that. So that is such a cool tip. I'm going to have to do that because I always limit myself to the photos that are on the page. I never think to add more. I could.
Yeah.
I have so many photos. Wow.
Yeah, it's an easy way to do it. And you always have leftover paper, you know, and it's just you like cut a little 2-inch strip and just fold it in half, and you're ready to go. And you can layer as many as
Oh,
you
there
want.
you go. Good. The
One tip I
PDF
will
has
say, Yeah, it's on there, but since I don't know if I ever did tell anybody. One thing to note, if you're stacking multiple pictures, is that leave the top one the largest and then shave the tiniest bit off the ones below, because by the time you put it on the inside of this tab here, it pushes the photo over just a little bit. And so the top one, if
Okay.
you want it to cover it, you'll want to shave the ones below it off. But it's also really cute, and I've done it before, where you can add like a paper edge. So if you wanted
Oh
to,
yeah.
you could waterfall it and have like decorative edges. I've done that before. And you would just add them to the photos beneath, and then you can get a decorative edge as well. So it's a fun way to add pictures.
Yeah, that is so cute. I love that. I gotta remember that. I always forget. Let's go down and take a look at Debbie's sketch. Is it this one? No, layout number 1. This one. So this is
Is
a little
that the
different
sketch layout?
I think
I couldn't
I think
remember.
that yours
it's
is a different sketch layout, Mom, than
bonus
mine for.
sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were inspired by this bonus sketch we have here in the PDF. So here's your interpretation of that. It's cute.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
fun.
I love
Well,
that
yeah,
you
it was.
the photo in the globe.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Mom,
I
that's a
had to
great
do
idea.
that at least once on one of the layouts. You know, that was fun to do. I remember when we first started scrapbooking that we cut shapes, our pictures and shapes all the time. When I was doing this, I thought this is taking me way back, 25 years when I first started scrapbooking. And I'm cutting a circle again. And I didn't have a circle cutter, so I used a ring shape to help me, which is always nice. But yeah, this was with that other bonus sketch, I guess, is what I did this one off of. And again, I kept it similar, except I again wanted to get a lot of pictures. My goal for this whole kit was to get a lot of pictures, because there are always so many pictures when you travel. So I used my selfie printer. I don't know if anyone else has one, but one of the things about the selfie printer, Shiloh, is that you can take your big picture with all the detail that you think, I have to stand back so I can get it on, you know, and fit it to the size, and you get the whole picture in whatever size you choose to print it in, which is what I did down
I
on
have
that
to look
strip.
into that. I kind of did a similar thing, but I made it on my computer.
I know you
and
did.
Printed it.
But yeah, it
That
was
sounds
fun
maybe a
to
little
use.
easier.
Yeah, this is easier than probably what you did, but you always do that stuff. You make it look so good. Yeah, this was fun. Doing the globe with the picture seemed perfect for this. And these pictures of Aaron's family visiting us here in Hawaii. We went to Akaka Falls, and they're fun pictures. So, and it's part of their summer trip last year. So it was really fun to be able to finally scrapbook these pictures.
I love how the arrows just lead your eye where it's supposed to go. It has a really nice flow to it when you follow the way that the arrows go, which is so cute.
I, like Shiloh, love that arrow. It's so easy to cut out and so easy to use. It doesn't take up much room, but it adds so much visually to the layout. It was really fun to use.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite arrow we've ever put out. So useful.
Yeah, and it seems a common theme to accent with enamel dots. I think Susan did that in the PJ Playdate as well on her arrow, which I think is really, really cute.
That's actually, that's the only thing that's not paper on that layout. I tend more toward just using paper all the time. Yeah. It's paper and some enamel dots, period. That's all that's on there.
So cute. Okay, let's go up to the second layout we have from Shiloh. So that's what I was going to ask Shiloh. So these
there you go, Shiloh.
Photos. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how you did this, and I was like, maybe it's a printer setting, but I'm assuming you made these yourself, you said?
Yeah, so I'm lucky enough. I'm sure you could do this in a different program, but I'm lucky enough to have Adobe Illustrator. And so I just took in a bunch of pictures, and I took a 5x7 so maybe there's a program in where you print pictures, you could do the same thing, but it's a 5x7 cut in half. So I just layered my 8 photos next to each other and sized them
Oh,
so
there
they
you
fit.
go.
And so I just printed it as a 5x7 and then cut it in half. And then was able to do that. And then I did a similar thing. I did wallet size. So those are all 3x4s of normally 4x6 pictures on the right side of the page. So I printed those as wallet sizes basically, so that I could get a lot more pictures on there. Because this is my daughter's trip to Ireland, and there's so many cute pictures, but you know, I'm like, I have so much scrapbooking to do. I thought I'll just do one really fun page to put in the book, and then she'll do whatever she wants with the rest of them. But yeah, it was a fun way to add a ton of pictures, I think, for a travel page, or any page for that matter. It's just, I'll probably use this idea again on something else.
Yeah,
But yeah,
And I love that picture you stuck in the bottom right corner right there. It's so bright and colorful. And the luggage and arrows that you used, that was really cute.
yeah, like I said, this paper is so perfect for everything. Like, it's just a really good color scheme, and it was fun. These pictures were, they just worked really well. It had all the yellows and the reds and all that stuff from the paper in it, and yeah, it turned out really cute. I'm pretty happy with it.
I love the title card in the globe. I think that title
I
card
do
was
too.
made to fit in the globe, right? In the kit, I believe that title card, it's
Yeah,
one of its sole purposes is the globe.
right. Usually we'll always try to have the titles, if possible, fit into the shapes. Obviously not all of the shapes work that, you know, for the templates that we put out, but yeah, the larger title cards should fit just fine inside the globe. I did back it because I wanted that look. So I used the outside edge of the globe to create the red piece. And then if you go just to the inside of it, so you use this and trace it, and then just go to the inside and trace it again, like that helped. That inside edge is what I traced the title card out of, and then this outside edge is what I did the red out of, and so it allowed it to have that kind of backed look to the title.
Yeah, that's cute, really cute.
Yeah,
Really cute.
but it allows you all the layers, which is fun.
Yeah, that's really cute.
I love the double pattern paper. So that main border with that supporting against that blue, the white and the yellow and the color, it's very contrast.
Yeah. I when I saw this paper, I thought for sure I wanted to do a double border on this one, which I don't do as much as I used to. But that stripe just pops really cute underneath that.
It really does. I'd love to take a look at Debbie's second layout. Oh man, Debbie, I have to tell you, when I first saw this one, it took my breath away, because I was in the middle of designing, trying to figure out how to make the tiny travel airplane more dynamic than just like a single pattern. And that little airplane, I was like, oh, that's what I'm doing. And then really just used your entire layout here as inspiration. I loved the stripe pattern, everything.
I did the same combination Shiloh did, because the stripes go really great. We didn't see it. We never see it.
We never see
but
each
it
other
went so
until
well.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it went really well
cute.
with the pattern, the cute pattern, the travel pattern. It went really well.
I think one of my favorite title cards in this kit is the one that has the definitions on it, as you can see right here, and then also here, the different explorations and adventures, and it has the little, it adds some, you know, cute factor to it that I really love.
It really is cute. Mom, you're so good at adding all the little titles and stuff to your pages.
Oh,
it's really great.
I don't feel like I am, but this one worked for it. You know, travel, that's there's always signs and everything around when you travel, so it seems to work. But I actually loved these pictures. That's my Sarah, and she's such a beautiful young woman, and she went on a trip with some friends to New York. So again, there were so many pictures, but I loved these close-ups that she just
Yeah.
did right up against her face. And the colors in it worked so
Yeah.
well. And I thought I want to highlight those close-ups, but still get a lot of pictures on. Again, that selfie printer came, like on the bottom strip, it's 3x4 on the left and a 3x4 on the right, but the middle is a 4x6 with 4 pictures on it, and they have that setting.
That's awesome.
So, and I was able to get, and the other one on the right is a 4x6, again with 4 pictures on it, because you can add 4 pictures. There's a setting there. And I haven't really used it like this before, but I'm kind of a fan of getting all these pictures on it. And travel
Yeah.
again is such one that just, you always have so many pictures. I wanted the pictures. So
Yeah, that's awesome. That's 12 photos doing it that way on that. And you still have so much room left to decorate. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I wish this is something that I would have known prior to making my layouts this month, because I have like maybe 4x6s that I could fit, and now all this extra knowledge of how I can do this, I need to get a second kit and add more photos. This is so cute.
Oh, and you can always use a second kit of this one. We all have year after year memories we can add to it. So
hey, so I just wanted to answer this question really quick. I'm looking at our chat here. But Mom, beautiful. But Dietrich Coley is asking if I cut my page protectors for the hinge pictures. And I'm just going to say that that's my plan, but I've never done it yet. It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to do that and I need to have time, but I haven't done it yet. And so the solution for my family at the moment is they'll just slide the page up a little bit and flip through, and then it can slide back down. But I don't think it would be hard at all to use to create do a cutout. You could just take the photo templates that match that size and lay it down so you can get it. I'd slide the paper or the layout in and put the photo thing over it and trace it out and then take it out, and then you can just cut it. But I think that would work fine, and that's always been my plan. I just haven't done it, but I'll have to do it soon so I can share it with you guys on a future future live. But anyway, okay.
Yes, that was my question too, on how you made it kind of interactive as people go through your book, if they had to take it out and
there's different things, like, I know that there's other products where you can like stick like a page protector kind of to it, but I just like how it's all incorporated. And so my plan has just always been to just cut a little flap on that one, and I just haven't gone around to it, but I will work on it. And I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work perfectly to have it done that way. But I'll plan to do that soon and take some pictures and share it on a live so we can see how it works.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful. Let's hop over to Shiloh's third layout, which is actually up here. This one, cute. We were talking about this at the PJ Playdate. We love that you took half the globe and and made these like accent pieces. Oh, it's so smart, so cute.
Yeah,
when I saw this, I thought Shiloh's going to figure out a way to use like a ring.
I like rings. I like circles.
I know you do.
I do. I use them probably way too often, but they just always work so pretty with everything. Yeah, no, it was kind of actually an accident which is always how this works. It's a happy accident, right? But I saw the title card and I really wanted to use it on my page, but I didn't want it to be necessarily in a rectangle or square. And so I thought, well, how can I use what I have to create a shape? And so I got the idea, to use the globe, which ended up turning out really cute. And so originally I took my X-Acto knife and I cut out that top little piece here. And once I cut the title card. So I had this first half, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to cut that out. So it's like see-through. And then I cut it out. And then I was like, oh, what will it look like if I layer it under, which is how that happened. And then I was like, started playing around with backing it to put the stripe behind it, which is how I came about that. But the easier way would be to use this piece to trace the cream and this piece to trace the stripe. And you can get the same thing with a lot less work. But yeah, and it's a real, I don't know, I had a lot of fun playing around with that. And I was pretty excited when I came up with that because it was a fun way to decorate the page and be able to use my template in another way, which is what we're always looking for, is how can we create things that can be useful in more than one way, which it's so fun to watch the community because everybody's always coming up with just fun ideas where they're using different pieces to create something new. And so I did have fun getting to do that on this one, and I love how it turned out. Yeah, and then I guess I also, for the stacked suitcases, it's not the easiest thing to see there, but I did use that fun little strip of
the definitions strip.
and
That's
stuff.
cute.
Yeah,
One of them.
And I just used the luggage to cut that out. So those fit really nicely inside of the luggage. Fun way to add that on.
Did you cut that luggage apart and tilt the top one a little bit? Like
it was
overlapping?
I did, because I was using the the definition piece, and I wanted them all to be in a different color and kind of play around with them. And so I popped them actually. So the top ones are popped off this one, and then I just thought maybe a little bit of a tilt would be cute. So that's how I stuck that one on. Made it this a little bit different, but.
Shiloh, show your other luggage. You've got the layout there, right? On that other layout.
Let me see.
The one of Ireland. I think it was Claire's Ireland trip.
Yeah.
Hold that close, honey, because I thought that was really cute. How you did that?
Sorry, I'm a little closer.
Because you cut out those bits, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I know. I'm like, my fingers felt a little fat doing it, but I did because I wanted the colors to match, and I didn't have pens that worked for it. So you can do it with pens. It actually wasn't too bad. I traced it, and then I actually used an X-Acto knife because that was the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I would have slaughtered it with an X-Acto knife.
You're
pretty good at that.
They're not too terrible, but you need to make sure you have like a good mat underneath it. So, one. I bought mine at the dollar store, but it works really good, and it helps give you control of those really tiny cuts. But yeah, the luggage was more fun than I was expecting. Honestly, they were pretty cute, and I like all the little handles and buckles and bits to create the style. But yeah,
it's really
overall,
cute. So on the circle backing, that corner, you just cut another. That's cute.
Yeah,
honey.
it's just another globe. So I just used some of my scrap paper, and I cut that top end of the globe again, and then went ahead and added the stripe because I had done it on the left side, so I wanted the stripe to come over. And then I just, when I was playing around with it, it just felt kind of empty in that space, and I really wanted like a little bit more of a foundational piece to really pop the luggage. And so that ended up being the perfect thing for it.
It's cute, really cute.
Thanks. I'm happy with it. Another couple layouts for my book.
I thought all your details were so cute. I feel like every time I see a layout from you, Shiloh, it has all these little details that are so just meticulously planned, and I think they're so cute.
Well, thank you.
Every time. Let's see. Let's go to Debbie's third layout. Oh yes, more this arrows one too. I love how the arrows, they just lead you places. It's so cute.
Well, these were the pictures of my daughter Sarah and her husband Jake in Iceland on a trip they took a few years ago. And I've always loved these pictures, and I love the dark feel, like the picture on the right, the large one with that black and that black coat, and her black knit hat, and this kind of light dark thing happening with most of those pictures that they took in Iceland. So I wanted to keep that feel, that bold, dark, and then the contrasting colors in even her clothes with the red. And it just works so well on that dark blue background. And really, again, the pictures are the star of it. When you look at the layout, I literally use the luggage, the arrow, and that, what other one?
Like kind of GPS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
GPS
Yeah.
thing.
And then the title
You are
cards and the
here.
title, yes. And then the title cards, just as they were, fit so beautifully. I cut one down up here, but that whole kind of square and arrows with the colors, the bold, dark, and the bright colors contrasting. On my luggage, I thought, let's see what I can do with this black pen of mine. But it worked beautifully. It
Looks
looked
really
just
good.
great. It was so simple and easy to do. And I did cut 3 different patterns out of it, but I loved how they stacked. But really, to me, the star are the arrows.
I know.
thought,
I
how
gotta
can I
say,
use these?
that is so stinking cute. I definitely want to do an arrow page like that. I love how you layered them on that left side. That is just, it's so pretty.
Mhm.
They're so easy to use and to visualize. And again, just those simple, almost solid, bright colors popping off of that background and with the pictures. It was,
Yeah.
again, I used my selfie printer so that I could get more pictures. So the bottom right, they are 2 pictures on a 3x4 size. Again, the top, and then on the left, right. So I was able to get some larger, bold pictures, but surround it with some of the smaller, fun pictures that went with it. I like that. It
Yeah.
was fun to work with the pictures this time and
It's
kind of
really
focus more on
cute.
how could I vary those. Yeah.
I like that each one of you, when you made it, did different color combinations. Some of them are dark layouts, some of them are light white layouts, and like it really speaks to the pictures. They're all so cute. I love them.
Yeah, that turned out great, Mom.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Very simple, but I really like it.
No, it's really pretty. I love the look of it. And it's going to be such a great template to keep, not just for travel. I mean, I can just imagine that one right there reminds me, I'm like, of course, I'm in the middle of teaching my last child how to drive. So I'm like, this could be really fun for like, pictures of him getting his license or something, it's just got that kind of that fun vibe.
Roads, different roads and different ways to go.
It makes me think that I just think that'd be fun. Be really cute for boy layouts too, because
yeah.
I would use it a lot, like the widget set, the widget arrow.
Yes.
Complementing them both with this long arrow is super cute. I was thinking too, the globe gives me a school vibe. I could totally use that
Oh yeah.
layout.
Oh yeah.
That would be cute.
Yeah.
That would be really cute. Maybe, can you imagine? So I also have a son graduating in a couple days, but how cute would that be with, you could layer the graduation cap over the globe, like, and make like a fun little decoration for like a graduation page.
Yes.
That could be fun.
Cute. Now I have to do that too. Because that's what I first thought. I thought of that globe for school, and then instantly I was like, school accessory set. I'm using it.
It's perfect. That would be perfect.
I love that. Well, I only made one layout this month, but I thought I would share. So I did. Can you see them in their page protectors? That's a good question.
Yeah.
You'll have to let me know.
Yeah.
If you can see it.
Oh, that's
military.
awesome.
Yeah, so it's kind of a before and after thing. So this is me like as a civilian, like swearing into active service. And then this was graduation from boot camp. So I used the arrow
Wow.
across the 2 pages to kind of show this transition.
I
And
love
then I
that.
put the globe. Yeah.
I love how much journaling you've added to your page too. Good job.
Well, I have to. I want to remember those things so bad. Like this big card is the oath of enlistment that we all swear into.
Oh,
So, and then just little places that I was when I graduated and stuff. But I love this kit for that purpose. I thought it was perfect.
Mhm.
that's awesome.
It
And you did
is.
the photo in the globe, which is really cute. I like
Yeah.
how your airplanes turned out too. That's cute how
I
you layered them.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of because when I saw Debbie's, I was like, oh, I love that. I don't know if I want to put it on top, but maybe if I'll almost make it look like a shadow, like I
Right.
have a
Right. Oh yeah.
And I
look
really
at
like
that.
it.
yeah. So then it kind of looks like a little shadow underneath it
It
almost.
does.
Yeah. Anyways, that's all I created with it so far.
Well, it looks
I know,
awesome.
Thank you. I know Susan's going to be sharing hers when she gets back, so that's something everyone in the community can take a look at. My son is pushing my chair down. I'm getting smaller and smaller here. I was like, why am I moving? Anyway, Susan's going to share her layouts when she gets back from the PJ Playdate. So if you're there, you'll kind of get to see them. Well, that is all we have for today's show and tell. Of course, we've been posting these layouts over on Facebook and in the community so you can get a better look at them there. And then don't forget that we have our spotlighted sets on sale, Tiny Travel and McKay Boulevard. And then tomorrow is the unboxing event for June. We are already at the June Kiwi Club kit. Tomorrow, 1 p.m.
Wow.
Mountain Standard Time is the unboxing. So if you want a sneak peek, club members and non-club members at what the June kit will be sure to go RSVP and take a look at that because it's so cute. So cute. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, ladies. Debbie and Shiloh for joining us. We
Thanks,
will see you
Sonja.
next month. Yeah, thank you. We'll see you next month. Make sure you go RSVP for next month's show and tell, and you guys get to enjoy Debbie and Shiloh again.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good
Have
day.
a good afternoon.